The reason just to be slow and easy is because I do have to handle them so much, so I just want to make friends with them always.
So you're kind of like a mad scientist in here.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
All kinds of fun stuff. And then she's got horns, like every female does.
Okay.
And so
You do this a lot of times during the year.
I'm responsible for a lot of pregnancies.
Yeah.
So, yep.
What's the purpose of having these purebred cattle? I mean, what makes them better? Like, is the meat better, or how much is this semen? I mean, what's it worth?
I mean, semen starts from anywhere from $30 to $300 a straw.
Hey.
Not that I don't.
No, I understand. I understand. Sometimes you don't want to hand me the really expensive stuff.
Nitrogen.
It's like a 4-step process. I got one of them, and the other 3 I forgot. So.
But you're really going into all the horns and
Gotcha.
Cleanliness. Can't say enough about cleanliness.
Right.
But that's why.
Technically, well, with what you do though, I mean, you could take a Scottish Highlander and put it in an Angus cow.
Totally. Absolutely.
And have so an Angus cow could have a Scottish Highlander calf. Yep. I demonstrated how to do this for those who think this might be easy, because I messed up like every single step on the process. So
No.
that is how difficult it is. There are specific technologies today that allow you to make more profit and raise better cattle, even if you didn't start out with good cattle. And we're going to cover how you do that today. And Marlo Leachman is a fantastic gal. She's grown up in ranching, and she has done this for over 30 years by putting expensive cattle inside not so expensive cattle. I'll show you what I mean coming up. I'm standing here with Marlo Leachman, and she's, what do you call yourself? What industry do you call yourself?
Yeah, Montana Donor Services.
Montana Donor Services.
So I set up and take care of donor cows and prep them for embryo transplant work.
Okay. So what she's doing is actually taking cows that are registered.
Yep.
And you can raise a cow that is, or a calf that is worth way more money in a cow that's not worth as much money, right?
Yep. By flushing that very best cow in your herd, and then you could put her embryos, her genetics into recip cows, which are surrogate moms, and they'll raise that calf.
Yeah, so she's got a couple cows here that are these registered cows, or are these just regular
Nope, these are
range cows?
These are registered Hereford cows.
Registered Herefords.
Yep, for a really, really neat outfit out of Montana that we're flushing, and they have an annual bull sale, so they're raising quality Hereford bulls to sell. Okay,
so they're raising bulls to sell at a bull sale, so other people can use those for their cows. So how important is it to keep them nice and calm during this process?
Yep, quiet, happy. I got them on a really good feed program, content, move slow and easy. Fastest way to move cows is slow, and that's very true for this especially. So right now they've been on their series of shots, and they were in heat last night. They're out of heat now, so I'm going to breed them for the second time. And so I'm going in and I'm going to artificial inseminate them again, and hopefully they got a bunch of embryos that are going to be ovulating today, and then we'll go in 7 days later and harvest the embryos out, and we either put them in fresh to surrogate moms or we freeze them. These particular cows we're just going to freeze.
Okay.
And then these will go in for spring calvers.
So they'll be ready for, so they can calve in the spring, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Come on, girl, see the hole. Hey. They get to where they know the ropes around here. And
I'm sure they do, yeah.
And another reason just to be slow and easy is because I do have to handle them so much, so I just want to make friends with them always.
Right. And this is called a squeeze chute or a tub.
Tub, yep.
Come on, girl.
The Hereford breed is very quiet anyway. They're just real docile.
Yeah, sometimes to a fault, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
once in a while.
sometimes they don't want to move when you want them to move, right? Yeah. Not quite the same as Angus in that way.
Right. Well, yeah, actually the Angus and the Herefords really, I think, complement each other. So, you know, there's a lot of guys that have a black Angus herd, base cow herd, and they'll use Hereford bulls and get those real nice brockle face, baldy cows, and which I think make some of the best cows we can have. So I just kind of let her sit like this.
You just kind of squeeze her in there a little bit to hold her still.
Yep,
And,
yep.
yeah, okay.
Like again, 7209 is her number. So she's got that tattoo in both ears. And another important part of my job is to check records, and so I'm breeding her to the right bull, so later on it doesn't, they sell a $100,000 bull and then it doesn't DNA, and so just extra check.
Make sure.
So 7209.
So you gotta keep very good records then.
Yep, good records.
Saying, yeah.
Yep.
And you've already done this once with these cows?
Yep. So they'll get bred twice.
So you're breeding them then?
Yep,
right now.
yep. We're gonna artificial inseminate them to the bull of the owner's choice. So
And then you're gonna flush and take out the embryos that are bred.
yeah.
Okay.
Her. Yep. So
she's
Yep.
she's basically fertilizing the embryos and then taking the embryos out to put in a different cow.
Right.
Because these are the good cows right
Yep.
here.
These are the donors. So these are 7209. So this is kind of my work area. It's pretty easy. These tanks are full of semen, semen we own and client semen.
And they're kept in liquid nitrogen?
Liquid nitrogen, which it'll last eternity as long as you take care of your tanks.
How do you keep it from leaking off? Because liquid nitrogen likes to evaporate really fast.
Yep.
Like
just be quick about it. I'm in and out, put my lid back on, check my tanks, and then I have a rep from ABS. He comes quarterly and just fills my tanks. I don't even have to worry about it. He comes and checks them, and so they're always full.
And what do you how cold is liquid nitrogen?
Oh geez.
You remember how cold it is?
Negative.
I think it's like negative 375 degrees, something like that.
Yeah, it's 300. Yeah, that's what I was.
Fahrenheit.
Yep. Okay, so 7209. She gets bred to the Domino 1190.
And so what, Domino 1190 is the bull?
Yep.
That you're breeding to?
Yep.
Okay.
So each bull, so this is a whole nother business, these bulls that go to stud, and then they get collected each week, and because they're the dynamite bulls of the breed, the industry. And so like this bull, his name is CL Domino 1190, and then this is his cane code. And
what's a cane code?
So it's on the semen, he's got his own code.
Okay.
And this will be his code everywhere. Registration number and all that good stuff.
Oh, I see.
So 75.
So this would be a registered which kind of bull is this?
Hereford.
This is a registered, so you're
Yeah,
getting...
you want it to keep it registered, you breed Hereford on Hereford, because if we bred her to Angus, then we just diluted the
purebred
the
status,
purebred.
yes.
Yep. So 75, 69.
You gotta make sure you have the right bull, right?
Oh yeah, check and then check again, and
this is called a semen straw?
yep, so this is, the semen is in there and frozen, and I'm going to get it into 94-degree water for 30 seconds.
So you're kind of like a mad scientist in here.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. All kinds of fun stuff. And on flush day, it's really fun because we go in and, you know, we flush them out, and then we go into another room that we set up our lab in. And so we filter the embryos and we put them under a scope, and we actually grade them, make sure they're fertilized. We call them a 1, 2, or 3. And we only freeze 1s and 2s.
So what's the difference between a 1, 2, and a 3?
So just the way they develop, their shape, just a real ideal type embryo.
Okay.
The age of it, you don't want them to expand and be blasted, or so you, yeah, just a. Okay, so then this straw got all your information on it. So again, we're breeding them to the Domino 1190. The day it was froze, cane code, registration number.
And how long will that semen last? I mean, how long?
Once you thaw it?
Well, I mean, in liquid nitrogen, how long is it good? That's just good forever as long as you keep it frozen.
As long as you take care of your tanks. So this is your pipette. Just kind of warm it up. And it goes into your straw. Slip your sheath on. Just.
And how many times have you done this, Marlo?
Oh my goodness. For 30 years, a lot.
30 years?
Yeah, I do a lot of AI projects, and yeah, it's just kind of my golden arm here is what I.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then you put a sleeve on. A little bit of lube.
Lots of lube.
Yep. And then we'll slip out here. Okay, girl.
How long do you have after you thaw that out?
You really, I mean, you have a little bit of time, because they say that the semen will stay viable for, I mean, even 24 to 48 hours it can stay, but you really need to get into it. The sooner the better. But I'm not saying, I could probably thaw and drive to your house and still get a cow pregnant. It would be good.
Yeah.
Just as long as you kind of keep it warm. So I just go in rectally, clean her out.
And she's in heat right now?
Nope, she's out of heat now.
Okay.
So they were hot yesterday, standing heat. So I bred them then. And then a cow will ovulate 12 to 24 hours after standing.
Okay. So if you want to see the real life of a cowboy and a rancher in Montana, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because every week on Sunday, I'm going to bring you adventures of real life horse training, moving cattle, what we actually do in Montana to make money at ranching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified, join my Telegram group if you want. Now back to the show. Well, how many embryos do you get out of one cow?
So the average is 6, national average.
Okay.
And then, but here we usually average like 9 embryos. We've kind of pinpointed that now. And
Why do you think that is? Do you get more?
Good care and good nutrition, and yeah.
Okay,
we do
just
well
taking
here.
care of them better?
I think so, yep.
So how long do you have a cow here before you start this process? I mean, how long have these cows been here?
So I'll need them like 3 weeks prior to flushing, just to kind of let them settle in. And then I get them, I'll stick a cedar in them, give them some shots, synchronize them, get their shot started, and then by the time I breed them and then flush them, so it's a good 2-week process.
Okay, and what's a cedar?
A cedar is a progesterone implant that I put in, and that stops them from coming into heat, so I can kind of control everything and with hormones, and so then that makes all 6 of them come in on the same day. Yeah,
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because otherwise it'd be really hard if you had to guess when they were in heat.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I mean,
yeah.
it'd be really tough to. Oh well, let's just.
Yeah. Yeah.
throw one in there every time. You don't want to waste these things, right?
No,
I mean,
no.
these are not cheap.
No. And you gotta have a marked heat to start too, so you kind of know where they're at in their cycle.
So how many how many embryos will that fertilize with 2 fertilizations?
These cows could easily pump out 20 embryos. I'm familiar with them, so
Okay.
And I'm hopefully gonna get 90% of it fertilized.
Okay.
But there's a chance I could only get 2 for 22.
Okay.
So, but usually our fertility is good here. The timing is everything. You don't want to be too early or too late, and I've kind of got that pinpointed now where I kind of know by heat detecting, I kind of got that figured out. So.
Okay. And this is a different bull, or?
Yep, different bull.
And how many straws of that particular bull do you have in there?
So one cane. So this is a cane.
Okay.
And these are goblets, and you hold 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom.
Okay.
So you can hold 10 units. Unless they're quarter cc, you could get 10 on the top and 10 on the bottom. So, but the normal is they hold 10.
So like a quarter cc means you'd have less chance of fertilizing though, because you'd have less semen, or?
No, they've made it a little stronger, so they've put more in there. So it's just as potent. It's just a smaller straw, and then they can store more semen that way.
I see.
So they've kind of liked going that route. So again, we'll check our bull.
Make sure the bull's correct?
Yep, advance 22. Go in here. So you want make sure your cotton's down, so when they freeze this, they put cotton in there.
Okay.
And that's holding it, so cotton down, because if you cut the cotton, then you're going to lose it all.
Gotcha.
So you crimped him.
That'd be an expensive cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes. And there we go. Again, just make sure this is kind of warm.
So when you're pushing this, it's just leaking out.
Yep. So I twist it on, and if you look, you can see it coming up the.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So
Right there.
There it is. Turn up
Gotcha.
We'll get it as much in there as we can.
Right.
I just kind of put this on just to kind of keep things clean.
Okay.
So you can tell these guys haven't been laying in the mud.
No, they're definitely cleaned up. Yeah. There's one thing about like cows is even though they have crap all over the place and everything, it doesn't smell bad.
No, it's a smell of money.
It's a smell of money, she says. But like dogs and cats and stuff are terrible. So at least when you're dealing with cows, it's like a nostalgic scent to me. You know.
Me too. I usually have it on me all the time.
Yeah.
So it's not bad at all. You're exactly right. So what I'm doing, so I'm going in and so I'll pick up the cervix. Like a heifer cervix could be the size of my pinky.
Oh.
My finger, real little. And her cervix was about like that, about that long. So I go in and I'll pick it up. I could show you some. And then, so say this is the cervix. So then I enter it here, and then I got to go through. There's kind of 3 rings, and then when I reach here, then she's got horns, like every female does.
Okay.
And so if they're not super ovulated, once a month a female is going to ovulate at either the left horn or the right horn. That's just what they do.
Okay.
And so, but these are super ovulated, so she's probably going to ovulate out of both, because there could be 20 embryos.
Oh, okay.
So I go in. You got to be really careful. If you go too far, I could just go up the right horn, and then what's going to happen? These are going to be all unfertilized.
I see.
Same difference. So go here. I feel where I'm at. I kind of come back just a little bit. I feel with my finger, and then right here is where I'm gonna.
You want to place it right so it can go up both?
Yep, place it here, and you got real good semen. I was in correct water. It's gonna swim up both. And then in 7 days, same thing. We're gonna put a catheter in her, and we're gonna place it right here. And we put media up the horns, and then we flush it back out into a filter. Go up each horn, filter it out.
And that's how you get the embryos
that's
that
how
are
we get the embryos
fertilized.
Out. Yep. That are hopefully fertilized.
They're hopefully fertilized.
Yep.
And how old are these cows?
These cows are 5.
5?
Yep. 5 and 6. Yep.
How many times can you flush one of these in a year?
Oh, you could. We can flush every like 45 days.
Oh, really?
All year if we
round.
wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Or you can, if you IVF them, which is in vitro fertilization. They're doing a lot of that now too. You can do that like every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, and that's a different process. So they'll go in and collect her oocytes and then put them in a dish, and then the next day fertilize them in a dish instead of artificial inseminating them. And
Okay.
that's more for the cow that maybe is hard to get fertilized, or it's just easier, quicker. Just a different process. So.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what's the purpose of having these purebred cattle? I mean, what makes them better? Like, is the meat better, or?
Well, they're seed stock, so they're the breeding tool of the industry.
So what seed stock?
Seed stock. So we've identified like different carcass traits. They've kept performance records, EPD, expected progeny differences, what they're expected to do.
So for like birth weight, how fast they grow.
Yep.
How much
weight,
meat
yep.
they produce, for
Yep.
how much you got to put in them, and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
In fact, we had. That's still in here. Yeah. So we had the livestock judging team here last
yeah.
night. And we were out here, and so we actually were teaching them about EPDs.
Okay.
So
Cool.
This was kind of fun. We left this out here. So, and we did a class on performance Hereford bulls, which these cows are making. They'd be making Hereford bulls.
Okay.
And so this is kind of a set of EPDs that have taken years of collecting. And so we don't just like the commercial guy, they just kind of calve and do their thing, process their calves, but we weigh each calf at birth. We keep real exact records. At 205 they get weights on them.
205 mean 205 days.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you have so these are the main ones would be your birth weight, weaning weight, like you said, a yearling weight, a milk.
What's the milk?
Milk.
Milk. Got it.
Like
milk
her
production.
Milk production, kind of what
like
she's.
how much?
Yep.
How much they're going to produce, which has to do with how much they can feed the calf. These aren't milk cows.
Right.
So
right.
they're not using the milk for human consumption. They're just because the amount of milk and what quality of the milk and all that has to do with how big their calf can grow, because it's how much they are fed.
And so if you're like, man, my herd I'm lacking some milk here. So then maybe you go to a seed stock breeder and say, hey, I need to add a little milk into my herd. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, we've identified this specific bull who is like a 32 in milk. It's high. He's going to add some milk in there pretty quick. You're going to see it. So,
I see. So you can add certain aspects to your herd. Now you mentioned a heifer bull.
Mm-hmm.
So heifer bulls are very specific. So what is it? What is like a heifer bull?
So a heifer bull, you'd pay attention to your birth weight. And so none of these I would call heifer bulls. You got a 2.4, 3.6. This is high in more of a growth bull. I mean, it's not terrible, but I would put him with your older cows. And so a heifer bull, you want, I don't like to get into negative, but you want like about a 1.5. And you put him out with your heifers, and nobody wants to get up in the middle of the night and pull calves, and you want it maintenance free, hands off. And that's what us, the seed stock breeder, are doing for the commercialmen.
Gotcha. So you're making heifer bulls, so heifers are a cow that's never had a calf before. So they need a calf that's small to come out that first time. Mm-hmm. So this index is showing you like 2.4, 3.6, that's, what does that equate to as far as size? So the smaller the number, the smaller the calf?
Yeah, yep.
At birth.
At birth.
But then, the best thing would be is if you have a really small calf at birth that grows really fast.
Ideal, yeah, but not too small. Like I said, I don't those negatives, because you don't want like little rabbits out there, because in Montana it's cold, so you need some vigor too. You want them to get up, get some milk and get going. But it's the genetics have come so far. We can have a 75 to 80 pound calf, a heifer, and then just explode, like you said, at weaning and yearling. And so another thing that's kind of fun is, like, so say you sell your calves at weaning time, that's your important, so you kind of want this weaning number to be a little higher.
Okay.
Some guys retain their calves and sell them as yearlings, so they maybe this number's a little more important to them.
Okay, gotcha. So they would look at these numbers and go, okay, this bull's better for me, or my herd, but this bull's not.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the other thing I like to stress is this is just a tool. You don't want to just select your cattle just on this. This is just a tool. Use it, but you still got to be able to look at them and look at structure and how they walk and size and what fits your environment and your program.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So.
And so making money, as far as making money for ranchers, I mean, some of the things they can do to make extra money is keep the animals longer and butcher and deliver meat themselves, which is a difficult game because you have to get into marketing.
Right.
But the other thing they can do is do something where they add some higher quality beef to their herd, or raise registered cattle, which are worth more because they're registered in their seed stock, out of cows that aren't. Correct?
Right.
I mean,
Yep.
What can you put this? So the whole process, you're fertilizing the embryos, taking the embryos out, and then you can put those embryos in any cow.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be selective. You don't want just some old cull cows. You want her to be, in my book, you want her to be a good milker, good udder, to raise the calf. Quiet, because she's going to settle. She's going to be easy to be around. So you want to be selective in your recip cow as well.
So speaking of that, yesterday, it was yesterday, I went out to tag a calf, and I found that cow we don't want to breed.
Okay. Right.
She tried to kill both me and Dad, so
yeah, okay.
she was a younger cow. We didn't know that. So that's the kind of thing you're talking about. You want to get rid of that.
Yeah, you want to get rid of that, even though, like for recip, her genetics aren't going to be passed on to the calf. But still, life's too short. You want to be around docility and it.
Yeah, you don't want to really.
Yeah.
Hospital bills are expensive, man.
Right. That's right. For sure.
Yeah. So you're right here. 114034 is.
This is the donor.
This is the donor.
Yep.
This is the bull.
And that's the sire. Yep.
Okay.
And so
what is this? The same animal? 4034 and the star dance, or is
no,
this?
4034.
Okay, this is the cow.
Cross, mated.
Okay. Mated with star dance.
8086.
Got it.
Yep. Actually, I'll do these two, and then I have some other semen that's not as valuable.
Okay.
Not that I don't.
No, I understand. Yeah. I understand. Sometimes you don't want to hand me the really expensive stuff. So what do we? I mean, if you can't, how much is this semen? I mean, what's it worth?
I mean, semen starts from anywhere from $30 to $300 a straw.
For one of those little straws, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then there's some semen that they sell for $5,000 to $1,000. It's just because the bull's dead, gone, and the genetics are.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
You're next. Oh yeah.
Please.
You mean the long part?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I will have to. Not because of if it was interesting, I'd put it in there. Just
no,
you
no,
know.
you don't want me struggling in there.
And this is what you do for a living, right?
Yep.
This is your job?
Yep. This is part of my business. Yep. Well, and then we artificial inseminate all of our cows here. We don't even kick bulls out. I artificial inseminate everything.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. So what do you do with? What's your success rate for that? I mean,
good. So we really good. Like we're like 90%.
Really?
We get bred. So
and that's because you're so good, apparently. Because not everybody would be 90. Well, if you did artificial insemination is kind of an art, isn't it? It's not like you can't just shove a straw in there and boom, you get a calf. You have to do this right, or you.
Yeah. Well, I spend a lot of time with them, and that's the key. Just the heat detection and nutrition and.
And how many cows? I mean, how many cows do you have to breed in a year? You think?
Oh, well, with.
And you do this every day, right? I mean, twice a week, or.
I have an average of 30 donors here all year round. In the spring, it really picks up. So. I don't even know how many cows I raise. A lot.
It's a bunch, huh?
Yeah.
You do this a lot of times during the year.
I'm responsible for a lot of pregnancies.
Yeah.
So, yep.
And how far do they ship that semen and the fertilized eggs and everything? I mean, do they ship them everywhere?
Yeah, all over the world. So for the next 7 days, these cows need to be real content and comfortable.
After they've had the semen in there.
Yep. So now they'll go eat and lay down and just kind of hopefully, everything attaches. The embryo's fertilizing. They don't eat something goofy. You don't want to change their diet right now. The next 7 days are important. Sometimes a storm can blow in 30 below and can stress them. And like day 3, you can kind of see maybe some bad embryos. So
I see.
A lot affects it.
And again, how long when will you flush them then?
7 days.
7 days after you breed them?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So your first breeding, so we'll flush these next Tuesday.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So they actually hire people just to thaw.
Just to thaw?
Yeah, I mean these big breeding projects.
Okay.
They'll hire like a lot of women or men, but a lot of women are great thawers, I think, because they keep the paperwork straight inside. They're clean. Not that men are. I'm not saying they're just real anal.
I was gonna say you know me already, right? Because I'm not the paperwork guy. I was counting cows through the gate is as big as I get. That's just like as close as I get to keeping track of anything.
I guess what I'm saying is this is another job opportunity too for someone that's interested in.
Right. Okay. Somebody like for a college student or something.
Yeah. We usually that's what we hire in the spring is we call them road chicks because they go on the road and do all that kind of stuff. And
all right. So you're going to teach me how to do what they would do as a thawer? Is that what
as a thawer.
Okay.
So you would come over to here. So then you would just go ahead and take this off like that. So you're in tank 3, and you're going to go into canister 4.
Canister 4.
Yep.
Okay.
And you got to remember all this is real cold, so you'll get
in the
used
middle.
to. Oh yeah. And so the other thing, you'll be glad I taught you this.
Yeah.
So it kicks in and goes down. Some people sit.
Okay. So it's over there.
It's under this way.
It's under this side.
Yep.
Got it.
So then you would kind of kick out. So now you're in the center and come up.
I see.
So easy, but that'll save you lots.
Yes.
And you'll pull up. Now you don't want to be up here talking blah blah blah.
Because you're gonna thaw something.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you're outside, so I just kind of come up to here where I can read it. So you're looking for 1197.
Okay.
And it was.
So let's see if I can figure this out here. So.
Kicked it in and down.
In and down.
Perfect.
Okay. So now that I know where it's at. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Now which one am I looking for?
1197.
1197.
And it was silver.
Right here.
Yep. So then what I like to do, Trinity, is I'll hold with this hand and pick it up.
And hold it with that. Got it.
Pull one out. And it's going to burn you a little bit and just till you get used to it. But
sure.
Yep.
So 1197.
Yep.
And then you pull one out. Just a straw right here.
Yep. And now when you put that down, once you get it out.
Once I ever get it out. See, Not good at this. There we go.
Don't drop this hard.
Got
You
it.
be very
Put it
gentle
back
because it's
down.
frozen gentle. Yep.
And
So
then
you just
down.
set it for now and get that into the water.
Okay. You just put it in the
Yep.
water.
Yep. Hit your. That's 30 seconds.
So you only want it for 30 seconds.
It's 30 to 40 seconds. Okay, and then this.
Oh, I gotta get that in.
Yep.
That's
Because
right.
then you would, if you left that out, you'd lose all your nitrogen. And
It's like a 4-step process. I got one of them, and the other 3 I forgot. So.
yeah. And then so while your semen's thawing, you'll get your pipette, and I always just have it kind of warm it up. This is
Well,
where your straw is going to be sitting.
Okay.
So you'll just kind of warm that up.
You
and
definitely want to warm stuff up for that kind of a thing, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And usually when you're rocking and rolling and reading lots, you'll have your pipettes will just be in your shirt the whole time.
Just put them in your shirt.
Yep.
Okay.
So next to your
All right.
body temperature.
And then take this out.
Yep. So you'll take your straw out.
Right there.
Yep.
Okay.
And try not to shake it.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. Just keep it.
You don't want
You don't want to
to throw
disturb
it out
the
of
little-
there
right.
at all.
Yep. And then you'll set it on here,
to. Okay.
and you can see it was uptrend again. So
Uptrend.
cotton
Oh, got
down.
it. Mm-hmm. Cotton down.
down.
So you put the cotton down like this.
Yep. And I just kind of wrap it in there, just so it's just have it like sunlight. You don't know what your environment's going
Right.
to
And then you take your this side because the
Yep.
cotton is down.
be. Yep.
So
Cotton down.
and where do you?
So you
want
got
the tip
it.
to
You can see your crimp there. So just go
Mhm.
below your crimp, like right in the middle.
in the
there.
middle of there.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. And then you'll get your sheath.
Here's your sheath. Okay.
And
And you just attach it
Feed it onto there.
in
and then-
this side.
Yep, so your goal is to have that go into that blue thing and snap. So kind of hang on to it right here. A little firm, don't like squeeze it.
Okay.
Did
Yep.
you hear it kind of pop?
Pop in there. Yep.
Okay, now get your pipette.
Get your
leave-
pipette.
Yep,
And leave it in there.
yep. And
Okay.
then pull this out just a titch so you're kind of ready.
Okay.
And then you'll feed.
Feed this side in.
Yep.
Trying to keep it out of the light and everything.
Yeah, I mean, we're okay with the lights in here, but just in case there's sunlight or you're outside.
And then you just pop this on
yep,
here.
you'll feel it feeding on. You can get kind of aggressive with it.
Okay. How far do
All
you
the
go
way.
on? All
Yep,
the
go
way.
all the way, and then you'll feel it hit down there. Okay, now you'll twist.
Like that.
Yep.
All the
So-
way to the
Yep,
bottom.
right there. Perfect.
Okay.
And then just kind of get your slack if there's a little bit. I usually just use my
Yep.
knee.
So you can kind of feel it.
Right there, perfect.
there.
You saw it?
Yep. Saw it pop up
There you
there. Okay.
Yep.
And that's ready
Now it's ready.
to pop in there. What? And the blue thing is just.
That's just that's
Holds
what
it in?
keeps the straw, yeah, because okay, if you weren't popped into there, you'd
Mhm.
deposit your semen and it would just backwash and not get into the cow. That's
Okay.
keeping it to move forward to plunge
Gotcha.
into the cow.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm.
And then now if you were going to use this for breeding, you obviously wouldn't be touching up here, right? Because this is going into the cow.
I see. You'd be touching back here
Back
only.
here, yep, that's the no zone.
So you.
'Cause
Okay.
Keeping.
How far?
I mean,
is the
this
no
much
zone?
is going to go into the cow.
So you want that? You just want to touch back here.
Yep.
So I've already contaminated.
Yeah, but it's fine because
So
we're
I've contaminated this specimen, so we don't want to use
Yeah,
this. But
right.
yeah,
But
then
it's
you'd stick it in
important.
your shirt and.
Yep. And that's
Mhm.
why for embryos we have little sheaths. As soon as we do it, they go into a clean sheath because you're
Okay.
really going into all the horns and
Gotcha.
cleanliness. Can't say enough about cleanliness.
Right.
But that's why I always no zone. Do this quick, and I grab a clean paper towel and I just have it that way.
Oh, that's so when you put it in your shirt, it's all protected
Yeah,
in
it's
your.
kind of protected.
Gotcha.
I just like to use a paper towel.
Yes, that makes sense.
Um,
Technically, well, with what you do though, I mean, you could take a Scottish Highlander
mhm.
and put it in an Angus cow,
Totally.
and
Absolutely.
have an Angus cow could have Scottish Highlander calf.
Yep.
That is interesting.
Yeah, like we have herds that some of these black Angus recips that I'm gonna sell are gonna get Charolais calves in them.
Full blood
Full blood. Yep.
Charolais calves.
So
Okay.
you might see that a really pretty black cow, and then she's got little white calves on her. So. But yep, it doesn't matter as long as they milk and
Huh.
it can work. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, this has been an enormous education. I really appreciate it, Marlo.
Yeah,
I mean,
you bet.
it's been awesome to be with you for a few minutes and just kind of see what you do and how this affects the meat markets, the what we're doing, the rancher aspect of this, you know, as far as what they can make from it. Obviously, I demonstrated how to do this for those who think this might be easy, because I messed up like every single step on the process. So that is how difficult it is. It looks easy when you've done it. How many millions of times have you done that?
Yeah.
A lot. So fantastic though, Marlo. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Anytime. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's
We're
your
gonna
donor
put this on. You gotta put this. Okay. So the donor cow is like the Michael Jordan.
Your donor cow is the Michael Jordan of like the basketball industry. And so if we can, you know, make a bunch of Michael Jordans, that's kind of what it is. Or your donor cow in the horse world is your secretariat.
Right.
And so
and then you're going down from there. So every time you breed, right, without doing this, when you breed, you're diluting those
I mean,
a little bit.
A little bit, but I mean, new's good too. We got to get new genetics and new, you know, Kobe Bryant added this, and you know what I mean.
Right.
So it's, if you look at it that way, but it's you find your optimum genetics for different reasons, and then.
So why do we just as an extra thing? Why do we need new genetics all the time in a herd? So Joe, a rancher Joe, is out here and he's breeding his own cows, and then he's taking his bulls from, you know, you're saving some bulls out of the stock that you bred, and then you're breeding them back. Why would that be bad? I mean, why do we have to put new stuff in there?
Well, because the inbreeding, you know, you want to keep new. You gotta. It's healthy to add new, because you start inbreeding and daughters are breeding, sons are breeding daughters, and you know, for obvious reasons. Then that leads into infertility, structure issues. I can go on and on. So it's healthy to.
Lots of genetic problems.
Yep. Or it's like making a batch of cookies. I like to say that too. It's, you get grandma's recipe and it's awesome, but that could get boring too. We want to, you know, maybe add a little vanilla or, you know, whatever, and just to kind of spice it up. And not everybody likes grandma's cookie too. You gotta, right?
Oh, we don't want to say that.
Yeah.
But
So I mean, it's fun
yes,
to,